Welcome to my class, students. It's class 8 English grammar. We are doing chapter 7, that is verb and its forms, and this is session 3. In this session we are going to know about subject plus verb agreement. This is a very important chapter of grammar. If you don't know what is the subject and which particular verb form you need to use, your entire article, your entire writings can be incorrect. So, subject plus verb agreement, you will have to pay 110 times attention and you'll have to learn all the rules perfectly so that whenever you have to write anything, you can be very much correct. Let's start this subject plus verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement simply means a finite verb agrees with its subject in number and person. Here you need to understand what is finite verbs. Finite verbs are the verbs that changes according to number, that is singular, plural, according to persons, that is first person, second person, third person. And when it changes, so you will have to be very careful with which subject, which form of this verb you need to use. And first of all, you will have to understand what the subject actual is. If the subject is what is mentioned at the first, because we always have an idea what is written at first is the subject. Sometimes what happens, we don't know the rules that is there in subject-verb agreement. So, we will start with the basic rule. What is the basic rule? A singular subject takes a singular verb. For example, the list of items is on the desk. Now, singular subject takes singular verb, form of verb. Singular is the cat, and so the verb is runs. That is basic form, basic verb, run, you will have to add s. And then fast. So, cat runs fast. This is a basic rule. If the subject is singular, you will have to use singular form of verb. And if the plural subject is there, you will have to take a plural verb. For a plural verb, I can say they run. Here, they is what? They is plural, and for that the verb used is run. We haven't used ses because with plural we'll have to take the basic form of verb. But here there is a twist. Here you are seeing, what here you are seeing, here list is here looks singular, but here the word items is here. Items, you know, it's plural and this list seems singular. But the verb is here also singular. You may ask, you may wonder, why when the items plural is there, so why this basic rule is not followed? The thing is that you will have to understand what is the subject. The subject is not the item, the subject is the list, and list is only one. So, the list is on the desk. List here, we are not saying about items. Subject here is the list. So, is their verb, and that list, that particular list is on the desk. So, be very careful in learning subject plus verb agreement. Only then you can be perfect in English writing. Now, what are the rules? Rule number 1. A subject comes before a phrase beginning with of. Always remember. A list of items. So, what was the subject? Before of, the word comes, that is the subject. If that subject is singular, your verb will be singular. If that subject is plural, your verb will be plural. This is a key rule for understanding subjects because your verbs will be according to the subject. If you understand subjects, then only you can put correct form of verb. to a list of items. So the list before of is there. So that is your subject. Now a bouquet of yellow roses. Now here roses may seem plural. It is plural, but your actual subject is a bouquet. So this is singular. So here the verb is lends. L-E-N-D-S, because with singular we use S-E-S with verb. Now bouquet lends, not roses lend. Now a course of lectures, here a course is your subject and so was is your verb because course is singular. Rule 2a. When two single nominatives, noun or pronoun, are joined by, along with, as well as, besides and not, etc., verb is singular. Always remember, you may say there are two subjects here, two objects there, but your verb is always singular. Because those are not a part of that subject. These have been added to that. Example, the ship with its crew. See, now two noun or pronoun has been joined, right? With your along with as well as beside. So this crew is not that related to, it's related to the ship, the subject, but here the subject is ship. So here is it was saved. So who was saved? The ship with its crew. Obviously when the ship was saved, the entire crew is also saved. So with its crew is an added version. So we will have to take care of only one subject, that is the ship, and here the verb is according to that ship, that is was, because it's singular. Now rule 2b. Parentheses are not part of the subject. How? Joe and his trusty Mutt was always welcome. So he is always with Mutt. So Joe is always welcome. So Mutt is always welcome. Within her brackets we have written and his trusty Mutt. It's not very necessary to give invitation to that Mutt because it's always with Joe. So we have written Joe was always welcome because this is not part of the subject. Next, when two subjects are joined by as well as, the verb agrees in number and person with the first one. If the first one is plural, the verb will be plural. If the first one is singular, the verb will be singular. He as well as they. See here, they is plural, but the verb is singular because it is according to the first person, that is he. And he is singular. So always remember, when two noun or pronouns are joined by as well as, the verb agrees in number and person with the first one. Now, in sentences beginning with here or there, the true subject follows the verb. Here, when we start any sentence with here or there, the subjects are just not in the front. As I have told you when I started the session, subject is not always in the front. At the first word of the sentence is not necessarily the subject. So when we start the sentence with there and here, the subjects are here. There are 4 hurdles. So 4 hurdles. So your verb is are. And there is a high hurdle. High hurdle, a high hurdle, singular. So is here. So here you are seeing subject is not at the front of the sentence. It is in the middle of the sentence, and according to this subject we need to write the verb. Here are the keys. Keys is again subject. So you will have to find the subject first and then you will have to write the verb according to the subject. Now, use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money, etc. when considered as a unit. When you are considering distances, periods of time, sums of money as one unit, your verb is singular. 3 miles is too far to walk. You are taking 3 miles as a unit. So, your verb is. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. So, 5 years you are taking as a unit. So, verb is. $10 is a high price to pay. Here, $10 we are taking as a unit. So, it is. So, always remember in what context you are using the terms, the words related to distance, periods of time, sums of money, etc. Now rule 5 with words that indicate portions, fractions. Example, a lot, a majority, some, all. So if the noun after of is singular, use a singular verb. And if it is plural, use a plural verb. For example, we have started a lot of, now noun comes what? The pie. Pie singular here. So verb is has. A lot of the pie had disappeared. Now next, a lot of the pies. Here you are seeing noun, that is plural, have disappeared. So here, after of, what is singular? If the noun is singular or the subject is singular, you will have to put singular verb. If it is plural, you have to put plural verb. Now, if in context, none seems like a singular. See, none. If it seems like singular, so you will have to put verb singular. And if it seems like plural, then you will have to put verb as a plural. None of his poems are now read. And was there any letter for me? There was none for you. So here you are seeing, here none as a singular and here none as a plural. So verb is also like this. So verb is also according to the subject. The subjunctive mood, which is used to express things that are hypothetical, wishful, imaginary or factually contradictory, pairs singular subject with plural verbs. Singular subjects but verbs are plural. I wish it were Friday. It were Friday. If Joe were here, you would be sorry. So when they are subjuncting mood, so we use verbs which is plural for singular subjects. Now subjects that can cause subject-verb agreement confusion. Always remember, it's not so easy that all the rules you can apply very easily. There are some confusing factors in this, and so I have told you just when I started the session, you'll have to give you 110% attention. Now, whenever there is compound subjects, you will be confused what type of verb you need to write. When the group noun subject, that is collective noun, then only you will get confused. And when there is a plural form but singular meaning, then only you will get confused what form of verb you need to write. And when there is an indefinite subjects, then also you will get confused. So, these particular things, compound subjects, group noun, that is the collective noun, plural form, singular meaning team, group, the committee. So, these are the plural form but singular meaning and indefinite subject. So, here all these things I will explain in detail to you in the next session. Here you just know that if you get these type of subject, so what you need to write in verb forms. Now here some exercise. Directions, underline the correct verb in this sentence. Sally. Sally is what? Is it singular or plural? It's singular. So, runs. Now the dogs is what? Singular or plural? It is plural. So, bark at strangers. Ted and Mary. Ted and Mary is what? They are two persons are going to the movies. Both are going to the movies. So, we are using are because they are more than one. Many. The game was exciting. They worry too much. So, this is the basic rule that we have done. We have followed. Now, she is again singular, so studies every night. Black or white. Here there is a choice. You are not asked how many, both black and white, or you are asked which one. You will get only one. Black or white. So, here is your choice. Try to understand. It's not black and white. What the person is asking, either you can take black or you can take white. So, black or white, when there is or, that means only one you need to choose. So, here the subject is one, the verb is. Black or white is your choice. Which one is your choice? That was, now, incredible. So, that was incredible. Those, now here shoes. So, are pretty shoes. The cat or dog is in the yard. Who is in the yard? Either the cat or the dog. So, the cat or dog is in the yard. If it will be the cat and dog, so the verb will be are. Don't get confused in these basic rules. Because in the next session, I will tell you about those confusing terms of subject-verb agreement. Now, answer. All the answers that I have just told you, it's here. Sally runs to the park, the dogs bark, Ted and Mary are, the game was, they worry, she studies. Black or white is, that was, those are, the cat or dog is. So here, there is a completion of this session. Here you have come to know the basic rule. If the subject is singular, the verb is singular. If the subject is plural, the verb is plural. And if in the sentence before of the subject comes, so whatever the near to the verb, whatever the noun or pronoun is that is not your subject. The word that is before of a list of books. So your subject is a list. It's not a books. And then there you have seen with here and there, the subject comes in the middle of the sentence. So according to that, you will have to understand what the subject is. And when there is with and, you have added someone. So the rules all I have told you. Go through the slide again and again. Understand the rules. Follow it. Learn it. Keep it in your mind when you are doing some exercises or when you are reading some book or some article. In the next class, I will tell you about the confusing portion of the subject-verb agreement so that you will be perfect in knowing the tricks of understanding subject, and then according to that you can use verbs. The next class we will meet again. Thank you.